Thank you for joining us for our second live stream video on captioning. My name is Mindy Gomez, and I'm the Instructional Support Specialist for OTC Online. And joining me today is my colleague, Melissa Jones, who's the Deaf Educational Specialist for Disability and Support Services. All of these sessions today are going to be recorded, and they'll be uploaded later to the OTC Online YouTube channel. And of course, they will have captions for you at that point. While this is a live stream video, we won't be able to answer your questions in real time, but after this is complete, we'll post our contact information, and we'll post links to any of the tools or resources that we've talked about today. Also, Philip Arnold is kind of monitoring the chat in case there's an immediate question that might need to be addressed. Today we're talking about captioning. We're talking about the who, what, when, where, why, and how of captioning. And I'm going to turn it over to Melissa, who's going to talk about the who, what, and why of captioning. Melissa?
Thank you, Mindy. Yes, so who do closed captions benefit? Well, there are 30 million Americans who have a reported hearing loss. And that could be anywhere from a slight hearing loss to a very severe or profound hearing loss. So chances are, even if you haven't had a deaf student in your classroom, you've probably had someone who's had some type of hearing loss. So of course, closed captioning are going to benefit any of those individuals. Closed captioning also benefits students who are non-native English speakers, as well as visual learners, and not to mention the people in the back of the room that probably can't hear as well as the people in the front of the room. So what is closed captioning? Well, closed captioning is different from subtitles. Subtitles are designed for hearing non-native speakers, and they only represent the dialogue that's happening in a movie or video. So for example, if I went to watch a French film, I don't speak French, I speak English, and so English subtitles would be down at the bottom of the video. Whereas closed captioning, you're going to have the dialogue. It's also going to identify who the speaker is, which can be helpful if there's actors off screen. Also, it captures any of the audible sounds in the room or sound effects, for example, the floor creaking or suspenseful music. Closed captioning also has formatting guidelines, such as font, size, and color, placement on the screen, as well as like a shadow box or a background. It's also encoded so you can turn it off or on. There are different types of closed captioning, and what we're talking about mostly today are offline captioning, which happens during the post-production process. Those captions can be edited and time synced to the video that you're watching, and those are going to be the most accurate types of captioning. Other types of captioning, real time, which happens at a live session, maybe an emergency alert or a presidential address, or in your classroom or at a conference. And those captions are going to be a little bit less accurate, more open to mistakes, just because it's live and it's somebody typing right then and there. The last type of captioning is the speech to text, which a lot of the auto caption software uses speech to text, speech recognition technology, and just think of YouTube and some of the auto captions there. Obviously, that's not the most accurate of captioning. So why is closed captioning important? Well, it's essential to accessibility for video and audio, or audio on a video. Captions are time synced and they're verbatim, so they're going to be right there on the screen, and the student's going to be able to watch the video and know exactly what is happening and what's being said. Of course, being an educational institution, we are under the ADA guidelines that we have to provide accessibility to all students, and there are some major ramifications if we don't. And so just Google UC Berkeley, that had to pull a lot of their free videos even to the public because they weren't accessible. Netflix, Harvard, and MTI are just some other examples. So what we can learn from their example is it's better to be proactive than reactive. So it's going to be a lot better for you just to go ahead and start getting that video content captioned as you go, rather than waiting till the last moment, or having a deaf student pop up in your classroom next semester, and then you have to get it done immediately. That's really not the most effective way to go about it. And I know a lot of you want to provide the captioning, and you know that you have to follow some of these guidelines, but you might not know how. So Mindy is going to talk about the when, where, and how of closed captioning.
Thanks, Melissa. So I'm going to talk about the when, where, and how of closed captioning. So when you think of providing videos for your students or for your colleagues, it's like, when is it appropriate to caption the videos? Well, them constantly, every time you show it, whether you're in a seated classroom, whether you're teaching an online or hybrid course, you could be a student organizational representative for the Spanish Club, Phi Theta Kappa. You might even be presenting to your colleagues at the faculty senate meeting, or you're working together with your department on curriculum. Anytime that a video is being presented, we do need to have captioning provided. And you may say, well, in the past, I've provided a transcript. Something's better than nothing, right? Well, in the past, that held true, but as Melissa was talking with some of these lawsuits and the law as it's written today, we really need to have captioned. So that leads us into where these captioned videos. First and foremost, I would love to encourage all of our faculty to create their own videos. And when I get ready to talk about the how do we do it, I'll explain how you can do that. But your students, they read the textbook, they read the articles that you post, the recommended websites. They can go through and browse all that information, but to know what their instructor thinks. You've gone through all your education, you can actually put your own spin, provide your expertise on what's being said in the textbook. You can then take everything they're reading, and in a video, you can expound on it. So I'll explain how later to create your own video and have it captioned. But let's say, for time's sake, you do have a hearing impaired or deaf student, and you need some material on the topic captioned immediately. If you want to go to our OTC library, or you can visit them online, they have a database called Films on Demand, and they have video on a wide variety of topics. It's professionally done. It's captioned and captioned correctly. Once you find a video you like, you can just copy the URL and paste it into your course, or they have HTML code that you can then copy and paste into your course, and you've got the actual video player, the thumbnail. Other places that you can check, Khan Academy, TED Talks, the PBS website, PBS Kids, depending on what age group you are captions, some of them might not. And I will talk also later about, let's say you found a video, a TED Talk video that wasn't captioned for your students, and I'll explain how you can do that later. But another site that I like to go to is the Crash Course videos, and they've got Crash Course for American government, U.S. history. There's various sciences out there, astronomy, and geology, and they're adding various subjects on constantly. And these videos are closed captioned. They are professionally done as well. They're 6 to 8 minutes long. And I know like some of our campus courses, our political science instructors are using these. And it's a great use the lesson. You've got your, this week, this is what we're going to learn. We've got our goals, objectives. They embed, you know, the video for that particular week, and then they go on with their lesson. So there's various places that you can go out there and find correctly captioned videos. Let's move on to the how. So, for example, you know, that I talked about earlier, you created your own instructor and you got your transcript written out, your script, but your video's not captioned. Do you record yourself? I mean, you can record using various, you record your video, YouTube, it will automatically caption your video. So after you've finished recording your video and it's processed and it's ready to go, you can actually edit your video, and you can then go in and add your punctuation and change out a word, because it's going to be, the auto captioning is about accurate. So there's not a lot of work you're going to have to do to correct. And then if you found another video out there, like whether it was TED, PBS, or Khan Academy, let's say you found a video out there, you want to use it, but it's not captioned, or it's, you know, done incorrectly. With the tool called Amara, all you have to do, it's a free open resource tool that you can use. You just copy top of the page where the video is at. So you go into Amara, you paste in the URL, and it opens up this editing. And then it's kind of a 2 to 3 step process. In the beginning, you're watching the video, and then you're typing what you hear. The captions to and then once you've got it like you want, a stage where you can fix any little things you want, it'll give you the URL, and it'll give you some HTML code where you can embed that into your course. You are not altering anybody's video. Wherever you found this video, whether it was YouTube, whether it was TED Talks, it's still on that person's changed. All you're doing is you're just overlaying subtitles or captioning, and then you're posting it into your class, because we don't want to cause any copyright issues or any change anyone's, you know, videos. So Amara is a great tool to use to add subtitles or captions to your videos. So a quick when, where, and how of captioning. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to post your questions, contact information out there for you to reach out to us and work with us one-on-one, and we'll be glad to help you in any way we can. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Melissa to kind of wrap up the video.
Yeah, that is so awesome. So much easy. I mean, it seems like an easy process, but it will take a little bit of time, yes, and prep. But of course, or here at OTC Online, you know,
And disability support.
Yeah, and disability support can help you and work with you on that. So that concludes our session today about captioning, and thank you so much for tuning in. We will have captions for this video, and it will be posted on our YouTube link. So look for that. Next Tuesday the April the 25th at 2 p.m. We're going to have Philip Arnold and Corey Charlet back here to talk to you about universal design, and that kind of goes in with our accessibility April theme. So please come back and tune in for that. And these are the Facebook comments, and we'll get back to you. So thank you so much. See you next time.
See ya.